something got bent in the back suspension, which keeps moving in the stages, so that's making the car very nervous, and it seems to jump a meter to each side at its own free will. So it's very difficult to place the car and really commit for corners. Yeah, at this stage I wouldn't take a lot of high odds on the betting stakes. It's going a bit tough.
Schalkberger, you're having a good Class N4 dice with your rival Fernando.
Yes, at this stage, yeah, it's very close. We're only 11 seconds between the two of us, and there's still 4 stages to go.
And how's the car going?
No, the car's perfectly. It's a bit not on power because of the altitude, but the car is very reliable and goes very nice.
Oh, good. And the roads, fast and good conditions, I believe.
Very fast and very good condition.
Fernando, you've been dominating in Africa this year. A really good year for you. How's this event going?
Yeah, this event has been very difficult for us with the N4s. We just can't get the cars to go. People that haven't won or have not beat us on the stage for 2 years are drilling us. And it's not only us, the other N4s, we're still leading N4, but we just cannot get the power out of the cars. They're very heavy, they don't want to get up there. And I mean, while in Cape Town we can go into the limiter where we're pulling maybe 195, here we don't see any more than 175, 180. It's very frustrating. And really, I got no answers for the A7s at all. We've tried anything and everything, and we're not getting anywhere.
Ryan's crew had to replace the lower control arm in a hurry. They would be forced to take 23 minutes of lateness, incurring a 3-minute 50-second penalty.
So, yeah, he's doing a fantastic job. I mean, he's really committed, as we were lucky enough to be spectating on one of the stages, and you could just see the total commitment when he came past us.
And possibly a disappointment is the N4 cars, the four-wheel drives and turbocharged. At altitude, we would have thought that they would have an advantage, but it seems to be working the other way for them.
Well, yes, I'm not so sure that the turbocharging is a disadvantage. As I said to you earlier, I think that you have to have done this event a few times to really be committed, as the top guys are, to go at that pace. And I think Rueda and Schalk are finding that pace very fast.
Into stage 5 with Lawrence. With Kuhn breathing down his neck, the Centurion-based businessman could not afford to ease up. He pushed hard on the stage, but Kuhn would nevertheless close the gap by 6 seconds. In trying to make up for the power loss, Rueda was using the entire road and a bit more in his efforts to keep Berger at bay. Would it be enough? Yes, it would, but by just 1 second. We joined Berger and Swanepoel as they negotiated the stage.
Uphill, medium right. 100 easy left. Easy left, into fast right. 40 fast right, into fast left, opens and closes. Fast left.
Damso Jr. was running in a strong 6th place and pushing hard. At the end of this stage, he had closed the gap to Fecken to just 2 seconds as the two traded stage wins. Having won Class A6 last year, the Somerset West drivers struggled on occasion to produce consistently fast times in the A7 car. But this time round, he appeared to be consistently close to Fecken. Du Plessis and van Westenhagen lost 3 minutes when they were forced to change a flat wheel in stage 4. Before they could pick up on the pace notes again, they went off the road at the same place as Ryan, almost crashing into the latter's car. Fortunately, they did not damage the Subaru and continued without losing too much further time. Vulcan was still driving within himself, but was nonetheless trading stage times with the Class A6 Corolla of Trott. Apart from a minor gremlin in stage 1, the Runex was running faultlessly. After a nightmare start to the season with 3 retirements on the trot, Blackman took the preparation of the BMW in-house to Pietermaritzburg and has finished every rally since. The car is still carrying too much weight, but is getting more competitive at every event. Stage 6 was the longest of the event at a shade over 40 kilometers. Habich had moved into 3rd overall when Damso had his puncture in stage 3, but was powerless to keep him at bay. He slipped to 4th in stage 4, over a minute ahead of the next man. But he was still pushing hard in case those ahead slipped up.
Easy right, fast left and turn medium right. And turn medium right, bridge, do not cut, do not cut. Fast left. 50, easy right 200.
Damso had won both stages since his puncture and would win this one as well. His time of 20 minutes 22 seconds was 11 seconds faster than that of Lawrence. Keane was just 2 seconds slower than Lawrence on the stage, but Damso was now a threatening 13 seconds behind. Lawrence was driving with an eye over his shoulder. He knew that he could hold off Damso if he kept up a good pace and did not make a mistake, but could not afford to be too cautious. This looks pretty fast to us as he extended his lead over Kuhn to 12 seconds. Rueda stretched his lead over Berger to 10 seconds after stage 5, but the veteran from Pretoria fought back on this stage to put the Spaniard under pressure for the final 2 tests. Berger was determined to beat Rueda in a straight fight and used all his experience of the event to push as hard as he dared. It was good enough to win back 6 seconds on this stage, leaving the gap between the two at just 4 seconds.
Medium right, caution, medium left, over concrete. Closes, now medium left, over concrete. And crest flat, into easy right.
Fecken was still going well and totally committed on this stretch of road. His pace was just a few seconds off the leaders, but he would retire a few hundred meters further on with engine failure. JP Damso lost a chunk of time on this stage, but Fecken's retirement promoted him into 5th overall. Duplessis gave photographer Dave Ledbetter a scare in this corner after entering too quickly, but both survived. He was now 3rd in class N4. Zulu, still battling to get maximum power out of the City Golf due to a ruptured silencer, passed the stricken player of teammate Fecken near the end of the stage. Habich had resigned himself to not scoring his 5th Motorpix Mountain Trial win in succession, but he was still giving it a full go to the end. Damso won the final 2 stages of the day to slip ahead of Kuhn by just 3 seconds in stage time. However, with the 10-second penalty imposed for the late check-in, he slipped back to 3rd in the overall standings. It was a great drive from the veteran. Going into the final stage with a 2-second lead, Kuhn was aware that the Toyota would be docked the 10 seconds and was not prepared to take chances. Nevertheless, he still had a brief spin. The hard-earned 2nd place was his first podium on the event since 1994.
Okay, whoop, that's it. 6-1-5.
The stars of the rally, though, were Lawrence and Vermeulen. They won from the front by leading from start to finish for a well-deserved and overdue victory. It was by no means an easy win. They had to withstand pressure throughout and did not make a single mistake. With just 4 points now separating the pair and Damso and Paisley, the championship fight is set to go all the way to the wire. Rueda stretched his lead over Berger to 11 seconds on stage 7 and felt comfortable of taking the class win with just the final short stage to go. Berger had other ideas though and took 9 seconds back off the Mitsubishi to finish a scant 2 seconds behind in the final results. Damso Jr. stroked his Corolla home for a well-deserved 5th overall and a 2nd in class. Van der Walt was ecstatic to make it to the finish line. 3rd in class was a bonus, as he was rusty and simply intent on regaining his confidence during the event. Vulcan and Houghton made the finish in 11th overall to become the first champions of the year. Blackman made it 3 finishes in a row and his first in the top 10. And Trott took another easy Class A6 win with 10th overall and almost wrapped up the title. De Wit won Class N2 after Bem buckled a wheel and lost 2 minutes. Class A5 went to Versaghi and Swan to increase their championship lead. And the Heine brothers also secured their Class N1 title just by finishing. The victors arrived at Park Firm to celebrate their 3rd overall rally win after a great drive. Damso also drove superbly while the Golf boys could not keep up with the Toyotas but hung in there all the way to the end with gritty drives.
Etienne, your first win of the year. Great win from the front. How does it feel?
Great. No other words. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, we had a good dice right from the start. And the pace was quite hot. And then Serge had a problem and then came back fighting. And yeah, there was just not enough time left or stages left over to pass us. Yeah, we had a good dice with Enzo and Albert.
And this really puts you once again right up with Serge in the championship battle. 2 rounds to go. It's flat out from here on in.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hell, I tell you, for the last 2 ones. But you know, it's great. It's great for the car, it's great for A7, it's great for the sport.
And the event itself, your comments, as always, a fast event?
Yes, yes, very much so. And the stages were, I think, easier on the cars and drivers and probably navigators who may not agree with me, but I don't think that the roads were as demanding as they have been in the past. The event was very short. I would have liked to have seen another 20, 25 odd kilometers and some tighter mountain passes incorporated, but the clerk of the course tells me that's difficult for him because it makes the servicing virtually impossible for the crews if he has to go and do places like Lundine's Neck and Busterfoot Putt and those exotic stages which are more demanding than the ones they had today.
But if you look at rallying in the past, in the 70s, I mean, you guys used to run stages that were over 100 kilos long in some places. I mean, surely they could run 2 or 3 stages without servicing and keep the servicing at 1 point.
Yes, a good point, Ian. You know, today they try and service after every stage, and I think if a driver or a team knew that they didn't have service, they would try and make pretty sure that they were able to do the required distance between service points.